Today, we're going to talk about what to do if you were on Ozempic. You lost the weight, and now you want to maintain the weight. There's some huge benefits with Ozempic, but there's some huge problems too that you need to be aware of. So Ozempic is something called a GLP-1 agonist. Now, what does that mean? Basically, it mimics a certain hormone in your small intestine that does like three things. It increases insulin, which is automatically going to lower your blood sugar. Number two, it's going to tell your brain you are totally full. So your appetite goes away. And that's interesting because, if someone's trying to do a diet with an appetite, it's literally torturous. So without the appetite, it makes things totally easy. So it has delayed gastric emptying, okay? So food sits in there a lot longer than it should. And this is why there's a lot of side effects with your GI system. My whole philosophy has always been get healthy, then lose the weight versus lose weight and get healthy. A lot of people will end up losing a lot of muscle mass, sometimes up to 50% of their muscle mass, while they're also losing body fat. So that really actually leaves them with a ratio of fat to muscle being not that good. So let's first talk about protein. Why do we need protein? Well, we need protein to keep our muscles strong. And also, we need muscle to keep our metabolism higher. And so if you're trying to lose weight, let's say after menopause, and you already have lost a lot of muscle, let's say you have atrophy, a lot of women lose muscle after menopause, and then you do this drug thing, and you don't really have a lot of extra muscle to spare, you could see the problem. So what you don't need is you don't need necessarily protein. You need amino acids. Okay, that's the building block of protein. We want bioavailable protein. So this is why I always recommend animal protein. High quality, red meat, eggs, fish, things like that. An average person needs about 0.8 at a very minimum to like 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of lean body mass. So let's just pretend, just to give you a rough number, you had 185 pounds of lean body mass. That means that at a very bare minimum, you need about 67 grams of protein. Now, here's another confusion people have. They'll take like a steak and they'll weigh like 67 grams. No, that's the weight of the steak. You got to realize like half that steak or more is water and other things. So we're talking about the amino acids, the protein inside that steak. You're only going to get 77 to 115 grams of protein. That's like 1/4 of the total weight of that meat. I mean, even like one egg is like 7 grams of protein. If you're on the drug, you have to make sure you eat enough protein. And when you get off the medication, you have to make sure you have enough protein to manage this muscle. So we have the type of protein, we have the amount of protein, and then we also have exercise. Exercise is the greatest stimulus of muscle mass. You also need various hormones, because if you're going through menopause or you're a guy who's getting older, like you're 60 years old, your testosterone goes down. For women, their estrogen goes down, progesterone goes down. All those hormones help you maintain muscle mass. A really important factor to maintain that muscle mass as you get older is to make sure you're, of course, exercising, getting enough quality protein, but also keeping your hormones in check. And the raw material to make all these hormones is cholesterol. So a lot of times people, they go, oh, I'm just going to go lean protein, right? And omit the cholesterol piece of it. Not the smartest thing to do, because then you're going to cause more suffering of your hormones, testosterone especially, and estrogen, because all of these hormones are made from a precursor, which is cholesterol. This is why the ketogenic diet is so important, especially if you're coming off Ozempic, because we want to keep that insulin low so we can burn more fat between the meals and your appetite goes away naturally. So that's why we recommend a low carbohydrate and less frequent meals as in intermittent fasting. We have cholesterol that turns into two other precursors for hormones, like pregnenolone and DHEA. Both of those can be taken as supplements to help if you need them. I'm not going to focus on that in this video, but there are things that you can do to beef up your hormones, no pun intended. Number one, you have to be aware that Ozempic tricks your body into thinking it's full. Okay, so then your appetite goes down and you may not have enough of the right foods and you might suffer from that. It also has side effects called gastroparesis, which is a slowing down of your digestive system, constipation, gallbladder problems, thyroid tumors, thyroid cancer. Your cravings will go away, but there's also potential after you come off the drug of having certain things be permanent. It sounds like a great, wonderful miracle cure, but it comes with a huge package. If you're coming off Ozempic and you want to maintain the weight, highly recommend you do the ketogenic diet, you do intermittent fasting, you do weight training to actually keep your muscles strong. So if you're watching this video, you're probably at the point now where you need the details of what to eat. And for that information, check out this video right here.